steroids. We're coming to you from Bangkok, Thailand, and we're talking about the minimalist lifestyle. The minimalist lifestyle, and I'm here with my man roninmgtow, and we're just having these conversations. And what did we start talking about? Sunglasses. It's like, why would you spend more than a couple bucks on sunglasses when that's like the thing that you lose the easiest? And Ronin was telling me a story about a person in his life spent $300 on a pair of sunglasses and got all stressed. And this person is financed, is doing very well. So just the stress of these things. And so we got started talking about different ways that you can live a minimalist lifestyle. And we wanted to present to you some hacks, some cheat codes for being able to live a minimalist lifestyle. I'm learning from Ronin, man. I've been living in my Jeep the last year. I'm still learning more tips and tricks and things where I can even get more minimalist. So I want to bring you guys this message. You got 12 on the live stream, 12 thumbs up. Much appreciated, guys. Guk Fugel, NYC Korean, good to see you. Sydney MGTOW, good to see you. Sup Bass Ackwards Bushcraft, Papa MGTOW, Baptist Red Pill, and of course MGTOW Mindframe. Good to see you guys. Thank you, Misery Man. Appreciate you. I was watching Ellis interview. Why did he choose Eli to interview with? Not sure, guys. Not sure, but we're going to talk a little bit about the minimalist lifestyle. What's up, Pro Style One? And Ronin, I mean, you've really inspired me in ways that I still am seeking different minimalist ways of living, whether it's living or eating or health or things that you buy that have value or that don't have value. So what are some other things, as we're talking about this concept, that maybe what you found by living a minimalist lifestyle in terms of freedom, in terms of living a more fulfilled life? And maybe start with that if you have some words there.
Sure. Yeah. Hey, man. Thanks for having me on there. It's good.
Yeah.
It's great to be hanging out here. We're waiting for one of the guys at the convention. Just checked in here at the hotel, so we're just he's taking a shower, so we'll take a little time here. So, yeah, no, I think you look at most people's life, and most guys agree that life is for most guys is completely screwed, right? But what does that mean? Like, why is that? Like, what is the specifics? It all comes down to stuff that it's a million small things. It's not like you're dying of cancer, you have MS, and you have, multiple, you know what I mean? It's like not something big. It's all these little small things, but at the same time, your mind will tell you that they don't matter. It's like, oh, that's not a big deal. That's just a small thing. That doesn't bother me, But the thing is these are the things that enslave people, actually. It's
like death by 1,000 cuts.
Yeah, it's the million ants, right? It's like these little things, they add up, and they do, despite our bravado, they are the things that drag us down. So it's like basically, there's two ways to look at it, right? One way is like to take everything away and add things only that you need in your life. Like basically take everything out of your house, and then just say, oh, I need a bar of soap. Oh man, I need a bed, I need a pillow, I need something to prop my head up, right? And you can kind of go that way. That's the way I go. Other people just say, wait a second, I haven't used this in 3 months, I'm going to throw this away, right? So that's the other way, is to start from nothing and then build up only things you want. And I think that's the purest way to go, the best way to go, because you'll end up with a very unique lifestyle, because it's just you. It's just the way you want to live, right? So I think that's the best way. But there is no best way. So for everybody. So other people just say, I'm just going to start chucking shit that I don't want, right? Yeah. So I think that the first thing is to take it seriously. We are enslaved by all these stupid things. The stupid cell phone contract, like all these little contracts, all these things we can't get out of. I'm convinced there's a lot of my friends who basically lived shit lives, and they're dead now, because of a car. Like, for example, they came over to Asia, we had a great time, they went back and they said, hey, I want to come back, but I just bought this car, and so I can't come now, so I'll come later. Right? I'm gonna pay this off, and then I'm gonna, and the next thing there's something else, and there's something else, and then they never did. And then, like the guys who passed away, I've been here for 30 years, so guys have actually died since I've been here, and like I look at it and I look down at it, what was it that kept them trapped? It was often something very simple. Like, it was just a very simple thing that you wouldn't think, you know what I mean, that would be serious enough. But if you look in history, like, most people died of colds. because you got a cold and then you didn't have any medicine. It got worse. It became bronchitis, and then pneumonia, and then you're coughing. Your lungs fill up with liquid and you die. The cold historically is one of the worst things for humanity. It's like one of the most dangerous things, right? So it's these small things that get us, right? So I think the first thing is to take it seriously. Start cutting out stuff that you don't need and want,
right?
You know, and to start looking at who you are and what you want. And you might have a very weird lifestyle. Like I had one friend, he had a lot of money, and the only thing he liked to eat was like sashimi. So he would get like a kilo of sashimi, and he would eat like 1.5 pounds, and that was his lunch. And now I don't think that's the most healthy thing in the whole world, but that's what he wanted to do. And he ended up with this really weird lifestyle. He's still healthy today. You know, like find what you want. You know, do what you want. Don't worry about what it looks like.
Right.
You know, like I eat the famous coffee grounds in the mouth.
Yeah,
I just pour it in my mouth, and I put some water in my mouth. Take a bite. I would swish it around and then swallow it, because I think that's the best way for me.
Right.
Because why do I make a whole cup? I might not want a whole cup.
Right.
I might just want a little blue blast, right? And that's why just a little caffeine, boom, done.
Right.
If I drink a whole cup, then I get kind of that tiredness of too much caffeine, you know?
Right.
So like I just want another blast. Okay, now I want another blast, right? And so that allows me, by doing it my way, it allows me to live the life I want to live. So it's all a million little things. And the other thing I'll say about it is these things really build your self-esteem. As stupid as it sounds, they really do, because you realize you're doing things that you want to do. You know, it's like I find the cheapest place that cuts my hair nice, and then I go every 2 weeks instead of going to an expensive place every month. And that sounds stupid, because I pay $3, I get a nice cut every 2 weeks. My hair is always the way I want it, and I love it, and also doesn't stress me out at all, right? And so, you know, these little things, it's like start realizing that men are not like women, and most guys are living like women. Most guys' houses,
shoes, shirts,
Yeah.
accessories, playthings, play toys. I think what helped me the most, or what I realized from going minimalist, is that I got my power back, because I wasn't on the hamster wheel of consumerism. I wasn't competing with the Joneses. I wasn't putting on a facade so I can attract a woman. And then when I really analyzed it, all of the stuff that I was doing was just to impress women and just to get women. As far as big apartment, overspending, like 2-bedroom apartment for one person, you know, because I wanted to seem like I had resources. You know, having new shirts, new shoes, new clothes. All these things that I was doing because, you know, I was programmed that those were the things that women seek, and to show a facade. But then I wasn't in control. I was tied down by my job. I was tied down by, you know, debt and you know, these things that kind of hold you down. But then when I walked off the plantation and kind of went the other way with it, it was a side benefit that I got my power back, that I was in control now. Nothing else was controlling me. The need for validation, or, you know, the need to be, you know, seen as a higher society type person, all that went away. And then it was just me. And then I was happy with myself because I was being true to who I was, and not this facade that we're all kind of programmed to be. And you know, we got to have the nice car, and we got to have the, you know, I sold my big truck and I got like an old Jeep, and that was the best thing. Like, I love that. And I know a lot of you guys have commented, you know, similar type stories. And, you know, you got, hey, MGTow expat, good to see you. You know, for instance, one guy asked in the chat room, you know, hey, I've been thinking about getting rid of all my video games that I don't play anymore. And it's like, all that stuff is weighing you down, bro. Like, who was that said, let's see, better yourself. I've thought about getting rid of most of my video game collection and just keeping what I really want. And that's what we're talking about, is that minimalist. You know, the stuff that you own ends up owning you. And until you get rid of that stuff that is owning you, then you're not really free. You're still under the illusion of materialism and kind of stuff.
I think it's more than that too. It's to do with your let me think. It's one thing as owning you. That's like the most pathetic thing. To be owned by a thing is like basically kill yourself. Like, that's what I feel like. If you're that bad, like, that's the first thing. You want to cut out anything that's making you a slave. Like, absolutely. Like, just get it the fuck out, right? That's done. But the other thing is, like, once you get minimal, it's like adding things that actually matter to you. And there's not very many things that matter to you, you'll find. But when you do add them, they are pretty cool. Like because you'll actually have things you actually care about, you know?
Right.
And it'll change over time, right? Like I spent $100,000 on a stereo once, you know? Yeah, on a really high end, because I really like classical music and jazz, and I like to listen to very accurate music. I sold audio when I was in college. I really enjoy that. It's like, to me, it's like the beauty of sound is like gorgeous. I can sit there and just soak it in, and I get peace out of it, right? So that was something that I enjoyed for a long time, right? And that was worth the money. I could have wasted that money on anything, you know? I could have lost that on house value in '08 5 times over, right? But I didn't. I paid it on a stereo, and I ended up giving it to a friend of mine, you know, because I enjoyed it for a long time. And I probably will buy another stereo like that, but because I do really, really like high-end audio. But right now I'm too mobile. I'm not going to do it. So it does change with time. But I think once you really want something, it could be like a killer telescope where you can see the stars or something, you know, whatever it is that you really want.
Like part of it. It's not, you're not buying a whole bunch of other stuff that
you
you're
want
like
badass.
50-50 on, you know. This is like, I really want this, you know. Like I really wanted a Jeep, and even though I knew it was going to add to my monthly expenses, like I know that I'll pay that off. I know that that's something that I want to keep the rest of my life, you know. Like so but you know, to your point, like that was my $100,000 stereo system. Was like a 4-wheel, you know, 4x4. This is like what I wanted. So so not to keep yourself from enjoying the things that you truly want, but really to analyze everything in your life, and what are the things that are just weighing you down. And I noticed that when I was moving into my Jeep and my trailer, it's like, man, I got all this stuff, all this money that I spent on these things. Clothes I never wear, shoes I never wear, you know, maybe I wore once or twice, but it was in my mind that I had to get these things, like I had to spend the money
like a robot. Like a
robot.
I had a real estate business, and we used to we had we rented at least out a lot of apartments. We did service apartments and everything, and then, so a lot of times people would leave their houses and we would have to clean them out. Right, they would like suddenly leave the country, and we had to, because we were in China, we had to like suddenly they left or whatever. So we had all these apartments would be empty, so we had to go in, and then I saw what people had in their houses, right? And it was really sad because I realized like it was all garbage. You know, it was expensive garbage that all got thrown away. And I think if you look at your life, you're probably going to find, if you really think about it, like really get spiritual about it and look at your stuff, and you'll realize you're living a fake life probably. Most people are living a complete fake life. Like everything in their house they don't want, they don't need, they didn't choose. They bought it out of like automatic fucking, you know,
thinking they need it to be fulfilled, or
to make somebody else happy, or because somebody else, you think you need furniture or something, or you think you need whatever you think you need. Like you might not need any of that. You know, if you got a gym, you might not even need a shower. You know what I mean? There's like, think about what you need and what you actually use, right? And then everything else, you just get rid of it, right? So when I saw these guys' houses, I felt like crying sometimes. Like these old guys, and they would be like emailing me saying, "Oh, this is really important, and that's really important." I would look at it. I was just thinking like, I don't know. I just felt sad. Like I just, because I just.
They put so much value on an inanimate object that meant, you know, whatever in the past, but now has no meaning to them.
It really didn't mean anything to them either, because they didn't even care. You know, most storage places, like storage, you know, they never come back and get it. They pay until they're done paying, and then it gets left and they throw it away. So, okay, that's the other thing. Never leave anything in storage ever. If you're not taking it with you, you don't want it.
It's not
Chuck
for
it.
you.
Chuck it. Yeah, chuck it.
Yeah. I'm still trying to figure that out. I still got too much stuff. But what I have learned, and a couple hacks, a couple cheats that I've kind of come to realize, is haircuts. You know, you probably get a real cheap cut, but it's really professional, high quality here,
does a great job,
right? Where I was going in Denver, I was paying a guy, great guy, you know, still buddies with him, $20 a haircut every week. And he even said, because I said, hey, I lost my job, I'm going to be going full time, I need to cut my expenses. He's like, just come in, I'll do it for $10. And so I did that a couple times, like 2 weeks. But I was like, you know what? A pair of clippers I can buy for $30.
Yeah.
And a mirror that I can look and kind of
Yeah.
do the back of my hair is like $5. So if I invest $35, that's like 3 haircuts,
Right.
3.5 haircuts. So once I cut my hair 3 weeks in a row, I've already made that investment back, and now I'm not spending $20 a week.
I cut my hair for years.
Yeah.
I had a. It's called the bodycon in Japanese. I had a bodycon, and I just
Oh, yeah.
do my sides.
Yeah.
And then I'd usually have some girl cut the top a bit for 30 years, And so I have the benefit of like long term, but I would say take knowledge from people that have done it before,
Right.
and learn faster.
Right.
Don't waste 30 years like I did.
Right.
Just cut it out quicker.
Right.
If somebody is not making you happy, like make that decision. Like if I look at my life and my friends, right? People that I knew that I kind of knew that didn't like me or something, they all ended up going by the wayside.
Mm-hmm.
So what was I doing having them hang around so long?
Right.
I wasted years.
Right.
I wasted years with people that didn't really like me around me.
Right.
So, if someone doesn't like you, I would just ask them pretty straight up if you're younger, just say, look, it doesn't seem like you really like the way I live. And they'll be like, well, you're okay, but you're like this. That means he doesn't like you. It's just say, okay, cool.
Right.
But like slowly cut that guy out of your life, because you can't change people.
Right.
But there are really cool people out there. And if you have a cup of coffee half full, you can't get it hot by putting half cup in. You got to pour it out and then get another cup, right? So that's the way I do it. Like if you realize something, don't wait. Don't go through all the pain. If it's not working out with the girl, if it's not working out with your friend, if the job sucks,
Right.
just fucking do it as quick as you can. Like do the surgery, man. Get rid of the cancer.
Yeah. Yeah.
Don't let it spread. Don't waste money on it.
Yeah. I think that's probably one thing that I waited too long to do, is just walk off and just take that risk. Because here's the thing, and I've mentioned this before, is if you guys want to live financially independent, or at least not rich but enough to get you by, so that you are not trading time for money, and you have your time back, which is worth more than money, then work a job and then quit it, and then whatever you learn in that month or 2 or 3 until it doesn't work out, you have to get another job. Jobs come and go, but it's the experience of when you're forced to figure it out. That's the gold. And you just have to get enough of that gold through a couple, experiences of quitting, get another job, quit, get another job. That's what I basically did this last, years. I got these really lower tiered jobs than what I was used to, but there wasn't as pressure and stress.
But you had a goal.
But I had a goal, so it was cool to take it back and work with a bunch of early 20s. This is their first job kind of thing, and I'm making $12 an hour. Going from 6 figures to $12 an hour, and then it's like, but I did that because I had the vision and I kept working towards it every day, and it was cool to take these kind of crappy jobs because I knew I was working towards something. And then if I quit, then hey, at least it's a couple weeks before I have to get something else that I can figure stuff out. And I did that probably 2 or 3 times, and now it's like all of those risks that I've taken have gotten me to where, okay, now I kind of know what to do and what not to do. Right. And
it's not unthinking. You know what you're doing and why you're doing it. So it's different. Right. If you're just like trudging up a mountain and you don't even know where you're going, like most people's lives, it's like that's very dismal. Right. But if you know where you're going and how long it's going to take, and what basically, cool. What your goal is, then you just cruise up. You know what you're going. No big deal.
Yeah, I think that's one aspect that we don't highlight enough as men, is that we can put our heads down and just go to work. And we've done it for thousands of years, and I think this consumerist culture, this consumerist mindset, this feminist type of consumerist mindset is all based around providing for a woman and providing resources for a woman, and debt, and going into debt so you can have the home, so you can have the kids, so you can have the marriage and the minivan and all that.
I think the dangerous part of guys is this consumerism. Basically guys are like death. They're like a black hole inside. Women are like a fire, right? There's a lot of energy. Guys want to just be a lone death, right? So consumerism is like that fire, never ending, little things to fucking give you, hard on, right? It's just a stupid shit that endlessly just halfway mundane shit that like halfway entertains you, right? And that stuff is woman stuff. But I think that cutting that stuff out is relatively easy once you see it for what it is. It's like that's not even me. Like, I don't even like that. Like, why am I even doing this? Like, this is stupid. Like, that part gets clear. But the other one, the risk that men have is that men have pride. And so we want to look good.
Right.
And I think pride is our biggest
Downfall.
Achilles heel. Yeah. So
Yeah.
what I said in the black box episode was, be a black box. Like, basically, even if you have a lot of money and you're doing very well, don't tell anybody, because that just invites scammers in your life. So not only don't have it for no reason, but even if you have it, don't show it.
Right.
So cut your pride down to nothing, know who you are, and live the simple life you want. And people will think what they think about you. And they will, and it will hurt once in a while. But it's like you're on this path, and you get stronger and stronger and stronger as you go.
You do. I can confirm that for sure. Let me read a couple of you guys' chats. It looks like we got a pretty weak connection, so we'll cut this one short. We're in 21 minutes in. Good to see you, Whoosh Whoosh. MGTOW Mischief. You can easily rent a very nice 40 SAM one-bedroom apartment here in BKK for under 500 US per month. Or I think he meant square feet. Let's see. That's crazy. I make 30K a year. This 372 square foot apartment I looked at would cost me 1/3 of my annual salary. I couldn't even fit a couch next to the bed if my brother wanted to stay over. So you're talking about micro apartments in South Florida that are, $1,000, $900 for 325 square feet. That's the trap. That's the, it's the corporate debt slavery that you get into, because, you got to have an apartment. You got to have at least an apartment, like you got to have at least something. Got to have a car,
Social conditioning and there's marketing, and
Yeah.
the marketing works better on women, which is why 90%, they say 90% or 80% of
Yeah, marketing is women.
Yeah, we're all being marketed to. We're all being sold a deception, I think. And it's when you step out of caring what other people think, and you find your own path and your own way, that you really become stronger. You really become, a man standing on his own 2 feet.
Well, here's the weird thing is, like, when I'm in my most simplest modes and not spending money on anything, and when women come around me, they're very fascinated by that. They'll even, like, I remember, like, for years I was saving money and just banking it and buying stocks and stuff. And, like, my girls, like the girls I was around, they would always pay for everything, because they're like, oh, he's saving money now. He's saving money. And it was like I wasn't paying for anything.
Right.
And they were paying for everything. It was, like, hilarious,
Right.
because they actually like a man doing his own thing. They like when a man knows what he's doing.
Right.
They don't like you like this. Like,
Right.
not that you want women to like you, but let's face it. Would you rather have everybody hate you or everybody like you? You'd rather have people like you, right?
Right.
You know what I mean? Like, it's like, it's not bad. And the thing is, if you are yourself and live the way you want to live, people respect it. Men and women will respect it.
Right.
And it's like crazy, but true. Whereas most guys are running around trying to please everybody, and then nobody's pleased.
Right.
Nobody's pleased by that.
That's the kind of world that we live in right now. It's just chasing,
not my world.
or
Fuck
yeah,
that.
the blue pill.
Chris, you got the chance to see that.
Yeah. Yeah. Well, guys, we're going to cut it short here. I think the internet connection's dying out a little bit. I wanted to get some thoughts. We're having such great conversations here at the MGTOW Global Summit that, I want to film everything, and because there's so much gold being distilled. And, we got guys coming in from the UK, and from, Ronin man here with 30 years experience, me coming from the US, guys coming from Denmark, from all over the world. And it's a very exciting time. We'll be sure to cover as much as we can here on the channel for you guys. I really appreciate it. 32 in the live stream, 32 thumbs up. Michael says, I saved up and moved another part of Australia to pursue my passion in electrical engineering.
Nice.
So good luck on the move, JB. Broads will pay for companionship in a second, to be honest. And what's your work situation? Okay, so good to see you guys. JD, man, good to see you. The Red Pill Machine, Michael, NYC Korean, Whoosh Whoosh, MGTOW Man, good to see you guys. Black Eagle, MGTOW Mindframe, much appreciated, JB. I'll get in touch with you very soon, sir. We'll do another collabo. Looking forward to it. Black Eagle, good to see you. All right, whoosh whoosh. All right, guys, we're going to tune out for now. Much appreciated. Be sure to subscribe if you haven't done so. Be sure to hit the little alarm bell so you get notified each time I go live. That way you don't miss out on any of this great coverage, these great red pills being dispensed, the knowledge that we're gaining from men that have been there, that have learned the hard way. It's like, no, let's not go the hard way, guys. Let's really make MGTOW about the cheat code, about how to just get there without doing it the hard way. So we'll leave you guys with that. Much appreciated, everyone that tuned in. 37 on the live feed. Good to see you, Joe Google 68, Bass Ackwards, Bushcrab, Muhammad Khalil. Really good to see you, Migtocrates. Great name. Great name. Oh man, thank you, JD. Says great work, Chris. So jealous of you. Don't fuck any shemales. Eat any pink donuts. Exactly. Staying away from the soy and the pink donuts out here, JD. Much appreciated, sir. All right, guys, we'll tune out for now. This has been Chris with ChrisCantu.com and Ronin MGTOW.
Hell yeah.
And yeah, we'll be hitting you guys back with some more videos. All right, guys, peace.